here on this day, and Halfstaff and many of the public places because of what happened in Orlando. On the line right now is Joe Fricola. He's the commander of the Military Order of the Purple Heart. Joe, good morning. Thanks for coming on this morning.
Good morning, Bill. How are you doing this morning?
Good. Do you have a Flag Day ceremony going on tonight?
Yes, we do, and it's highly educational for children and adults. It starts at 6 p.m. at Utica's Purple Heart Memorial Veterans Park on the corner of Whitesboro and Erie Street. And it is a great ceremony, and we're asking everyone to come out to pledge allegiance to our American flag.
I'm working on something that I really want to see happen, Christine, and we've talked about it, and that is, Joe, that we're going to try to get school kids to do the Pledge of Allegiance, and each day we feature a different school kid giving the Pledge of Allegiance. I think that would be an awesome thing that becomes a regular thing that we do here on the radio.
That would be great, Bill, and it really is significant to do that, especially when we're honoring our flag that's flown over the United States and all of America while we're fighting for our freedom.
Let me ask you, Joe, a little education. Can you throw some things at us here? Because I have some questions. Proper way to display the flag. Can you talk about some of the rules that we're supposed to follow?
Well, flag etiquette has many rules, but the proper way to display it is at full staff. The only time we would bring it down to half staff is when the president declares a proclamation to do that, and also the governor has the right to have a flag flown at half staff. And there are certain days of the year that are protocol for half staff, and we follow those to the rule.
You know, Joe, whenever it's half staff, there's always a sad reason for it. And I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I've been noticing just more times than I ever remember before the flag being flown at half staff.
Yes, and unfortunately they're flying at half staff as we speak.
Yeah.
To honor the Orlando, Florida shootings. And again, it's very unfortunate, but we're doing that out of respect for all the people that were killed.
Yeah.
Again, it's being flown around the country at half staff today under a presidential proclamation.
Let's talk about the lighting. You know, the auditorium used to have, long before the Comets, used to have flags around the entire, American flags, all the way around the auditorium. And I always complained about it because there was no light on that flag. Is there some sort of a loophole that allows certain public buildings like that to not have lighting on the flag?
I can't really tell you the specifics of it. All I do know is that if you're flying a flag 24/7, it should be lighted in the evening. As far as the surrounding of the flags at the Utica Memorial Auditorium, I don't know if the area floodlights or the street lights were significant enough to take care of that. I believe there was probably 50 flags up there. They would have to have 50 lights if possible. But again, it might be that the area street lights were significant for that to show.
Well, I will tell you,
don't know for sure, though, Bill.
They're not there anymore.
No, they're not, and that's very unfortunate because they were great to see.
Yeah.
The flags flying high. They do have a beautiful flagpole and flag flying now in front of the auditorium. But to see those flags flying on top of that auditorium was awesome.
And, Joe, one last thing, proper disposal, and I'm looking at some flags. We, a couple of years ago, when I first started here, Christine and I went down to, there was a convenience store that people were complaining that they had an American flag out there, and it was just tattered and torn, and it was just flying day and night, and it really was. And actually, we still have it, and it's here in studio, and it was just torn to shreds. We went down, we replaced it with a new American flag, and we have that flag here along with some others. So proper flag disposal.
Well, first of all, Bill, thank you for taking that flag down and putting a brand new one up. The preferred method of disposal of a flag is burning during an organized ceremony. And ceremonies are held throughout the year by the Elks Lodges, the American Legions, the VFW Post, Marine Corps Leagues, and the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts. But you should do it as an organized ceremony, and those are handled greatly by those organizations.
All right, well...
is there one today?
I don't know if it's actually going to be burned today, but the Boy Scouts of Troop 111 are accepting tattered and torn flags at the Elks Lodge after the ceremony tonight. So if you have if you have a tattered or torn flag that you'd like to turn in for disposal, please bring it to the Elks Lodge after the Flag Day ceremony this evening.
All right. Okay. And I will tell you, down in the valley, I know that the Ely Marine Corps League has a drop-off, and I believe it's a bin where you put the flag into the bin, and they properly dispose of the flag for you. So
yeah, absolutely. And most of your American Legions, VFWs, and they all have drop-off points, and they will accept them, and they will get them to the proper ceremony for the proper disposal of your flags.
All right. You know, when you look at that flag, I've said it. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago. It means so much, but we all have a memory of a mother being handed an American flag at a funeral service, and it's hard not to think about that. And when you do think of it that way, it just gives you the thought of what has been given for the country and for that flag.
Absolutely. In fact, this night we'll be handing flags to we're having a ceremony. During the ceremony, we're going to be honoring New York State Trooper Donald R. Frudenberg, Jr. and U.S. Army veteran Philip R. Capraro. And they will be handed us a flag this evening, a folded flag, and that's going to be done by the Proctor NJROTC during the ceremony.
All right, Joe Fricola, thank you so much for coming on. Andrew, one quick question.
Listener wanted to know, when you're displaying your flag, hanging it vertically, how should it be displayed? Stars to the left or right?
Stars to the left.
All right.
Should be as you're facing the flag. The American flag should always be on the left.
Okay. All right. Joe Fricola, thanks so much, and I hope people come out to your ceremony tonight.
Good. We hope to see you there, Bill.
Okay. Thanks, Joe. Got a break. Hold on. We're coming right back. Jeff Carpenter is the district attorney in Herkimer County. He'll respond to some claims from an opponent. We'll do that when we come right back here in 2 minutes on WIBX.